Welcome back to the best show on the internet.
Dreamt of a swallow at first.
No one's ever said that, but I've heard it said about it.
Nightmares.
I've heard it on the grapevine.
Look,
My grapevine, to be precise.
To be honest, I said it to myself in the mirror, and I say it 10 times.
And you have, like, the object permanence of a baby, so you thought it was someone else.
I didn't know he was in town.
That's someone else's opinions being talked back to me in the mirror.
Like I have like acoustic object permanence, so I say it, and I think someone else has said it.
At what
Like,
age do babies understand mirrors?
about 1.5.
Thanks for your help.
Is that like object permanence kind of thing?
Not really, because that's like it's kind of different. Like dogs need object permanence to like recognize themselves, but babies is a bit different because what babies do is they recognize that before they recognize it's them, they recognize that they control who's in the mirror, but they also have a separate sense of who they are. So they know that they have feelings and they have actions and they can move around before they realize that they have like a physical body. So they have this weird divide where, and I only know this because
you did psychology for 3 years.
And I'm also living with a 1-year-old at the moment, but it's
Right.
like, there's a divide. So they know that they have a body and they can make decisions and that they can misbehave and they can do stuff and throw stuff and they know that they have hands. But when they look in a
That's
mirror,
it.
yeah, but
They
when
know they have like limbs and a body.
and they know, and when they look in a mirror, they know that they can control the thing in the mirror, but there's no connection between the two ideas
Right.
for a while.
That's pretty weird.
But currently, Tom, so my nephew, I can still do. He's like 16 months. Or something.
You can still object permanence the fuck
So
out
what
of him.
I do is like, so he'll get upset if he's eating something that he thinks is different to what you're eating. So what you do is, and we were eating this. I was eating an apple the other day. We were eating the same apple. Like I was cutting pieces off and handing it to him. But he didn't see
Because-
me.
Well, no, you can do a thing with babies. If you get a cracker, and you take, if you have like 2 plates, and one plate you have 2 crackers, and on the other plate you have 1 cracker split into 2. There's no preference.
No.
It's a split 50-50. Whereas if it's 1 cracker, or if it's like a candy, if they actually want to eat kind of thing. So if it's like a candy, if it's like, if you give them just like 1 candy and 2 candies, they'll always go for the 2 candies.
Yeah.
It's kids. But if you give them 2 candies and 2 half candies,
Well, yeah, it's the cake.
it's 50-50.
Yeah, it's the cake problem. If you offer
Yeah.
them 1 big piece of cake versus 2 small ones, they'll always take 2. But
Yeah.
the babies do this cool thing where. So I do this.
Babies do this cool
I
thing.
do this trick.
This
with Tom.
this thing because they're
Well,
like
'cause-
inherently
'cause they're
stupid.
Stupid. So they get upset about dumb shit. So he gets upset if I'm eating in front of him. Or classic case, I'll be drinking a beer and he'll want what I'm having. Not
Oh,
because
no.
he wants a beer, but he'll just see me
Yeah.
doing it. But he'll only acknowledge that you've given him what you have if he sees them be the same thing.
That's the thing. If
So
you
you
cut
have a
a
glass
piece
of-
off the apple, it's
and-
now a different thing.
So
It's
what-
now not the
so
apple.
What you do is, and I'll hand him the piece of apple, and he'll be like, I don't want it, and he'll get upset. So what you do is, you hold it against the apple, and you hold out the apple, and you pull it off and hand it to him, even though you've cut it off and it's the same piece of apple.
Oh.
Or he'll be eating, like I was eating toast the other day, and I had Marmite, and he was eating like toast with peanut butter, and he really wanted what I was having. So I picked up a piece of peanut butter toast, turned around, turned back around, with it on my plate, handed him a piece of peanut butter toast, and he was so excited. And I'm like, kid, you're a fucking idiot. Like, you're a dipshit.
Dude, I feel like everyone's a fucking magician when you're a baby.
And like stuff where like he'll I'll have like a coin. It's my favorite trick is, and it's only a trick to a baby, is you'll have a coin in one hand, and you'll be like, you'll show him the coin, and you'll hand him the coin, and he'll hand the coin back to you, and then you clasp your hands together, and you transfer the coin to one hand, and you close this fist without him seeing the coin.
Yeah.
And you go like, where's the coin? And he'll like try and open your hand until he looks at it, and you're like, where'd the coin go? And he's like, oh my fucking god, where'd the coin go? And then you hand him the coin from their hand, and he's like, oh my god,
You should
you're a fucking magician.
like become a magician, but it's like
Yeah.
requirements must be 1 years old.
Just amazing, like
So funny.
only works on 1-year-olds. Fucking love it.
Well, he like we were because you were out earlier today for a meeting, and I was sitting here just doing work stuff, and oh, you got thrown out, and the your I guess sister-in-law got home with the baby, and he like the door's open because I was just like I needed airflow, so I was just like sitting in the seat and like facing like the opposite direction of the door, so like pretty big chair. So you could only like see my head, and like I hear him like running like from like halfway across the room, and he's like, and he's like, Dave. Oh, I don't think he yelled, but I think your sister
Long enough for them to turn
was like, oh, just say hi to David. And I'm sitting here like, oh shit, I'm not David. So he runs in, and he gets like a little bit behind my chair, and I spin. It's so funny. I spin around in the chair, and he just gives me this look of like abject horror. he's just like, oh, you're not who I expected. And he just like backs up a little bit. And by this time, like, the sister-in-law is in the doorway and realizes that's me. She's like, oh, that's not David. He just like runs over to her. And I think like he eventually realized who I was because he's seen me a few times. Dude.
I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it.
Alright, just pull out your sword. They'll stop.
No, they won't. It's a pub. It's not.
Then just kill him with your sword.
Yeah, good point. It's easy.
And he's just like, and he like he runs out the door and like he like kind of looks kind of sad, but then he realizes who I am and he's like, oh hi. I'm like,
hi.
So funny.
You think at the moment is that he'll and people and most of our audience is younger people, so they're like, why are you talking about babies? But fuck off. One of my favorite things what he's doing at the moment is
funny.
He'll say goodbye to everyone in a room.
Yeah.
So we'll go to the shops.
He'll do. Yeah, he does. He's at that stage.
To everyone.
Yeah.
And you're like, Tom, what?
You're like, Tom,
what are you
please.
doing? And he's just like, you'll walk past him.
Bye-bye.
Like, bye-bye. And you're like, Tom, come on, man. And you'll like walk up to someone and be like, hi. And they're like, hi. And he'll go, hi. And they'll go, hi. And then he'll be like, bye. And they're like, what? And you're like, sorry, he's one. And they're like,
yeah, it's like Jared Leto Joker. Kind of just
pretty
like,
much. I can't.
It's so stupid.
It won't let me draw my sword.
It won't? Oh, that's lame. You just gotta have to fit. Man, they take no damage. Just gonna have to fisticuffs them.
It's fine.
So you got this guy trapped in the corner. Dude, you're like, just like, pouncing in, stepping out. Oh,
dude, I've got this shit covered.
You got it down? You got it?
No, in no way do I have this covered. I would completely lie.
You need to roll out of the way.
It was absolutely, I was bluffing on it. You can't roll because it's a fist fight. And I tried to do that last time and got killed.
That's so
That was
annoying.
like one episode where I was like, why can't I win this fist fight? I kept trying to roll.
Kept trying to roll?
And it did that.
You can't. Oh,
yeah,
right.
but you don't have as many iframes because there's no swords.
Yeah.
Like
because it's like an out of combat roll, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, it acts as an out of combat roll as far as damage is concerned, but physical spacing, it still acts like a normal roll. This game is super good.
Yeah. It's got like a weird. I don't know. I can like it.
I like that it tells you in the bottom left. It gives you the damage and stuff, so you know what, like how.
Because it's actually an RPG. It's actually just like a dice rolling D&D RPG.
Yeah, it's just D&D
underneath it
but
all.
The prettiest.
It's because they were like they just take like all the damage calculations and stat calculations from like Witcher 1, which was basically a D&D game, but then just like make the combat not shit.
Yeah.
Witcher 1
and apparently
is just
incredibly hard.
Just the worst, to be honest. I mean, it's a good game for what it is, but like,
wow, bad in hindsight.
Fuck, it's real brutal. Actually, one of the cool things in this game that I learned because of a guy who plays the games. So you know at the start of this game how you're at Kaer Morhen.
Yeah.
And there's like you're there with Yennefer, and like it turns out to be a dream sequence. When you wake up, if you tell the guy you're with, it was just like Yennefer was there. His response is just like, "Oh, that's odd," and that's it. And at first, you're just like, "Oh, maybe he's just like, oh, that's odd because Yennefer is." Yeah. Turns out in the book, the exact like when you're at Kaer Morhen, you're there with Triss. So there's this weird thing where like they managed to like both retcon the books and make nod to the fact that the books are still canon at the same time, depending on whether you read the books or not. If you didn't read the books, you're just like, yeah, Yennefer was always there. But if you did read the books, the flashback is incorrect. It's his memory is faded, which is why when you're just like, because if you read the books, you would be like, yeah, Yennefer was there. Like, what's up with that? It's meant to be Triss. And then the guy you're with, he's just like, that's kind of odd.
You know that it's probably
and you know because, yeah. So smart.
That's fucking
so clever.
That's like next level.
Yeah. Apparently there's a lot of elements of like all of the games that have weird like where they're inconsistent with what the book says, but they patch it up really like in really smart ways.
There's a few moments in this game where like I like the way that series magic works versus in the books, and the way that they explain it in the game is really clever because they're like Garrett will be like, I didn't know you could do that. And she's like, yeah, well, I've got new abilities since you've last seen me. He's like, no, but I know how the Elder Blood works.
Yeah.
He's like, I've been to other worlds. She goes to like New York. She goes to the Cyberpunk 20 world. You know the new game they're making?
Oh yeah. Oh my god, is she gonna be in that? Dude, I'm so excited for that game.
Don't know if she's gonna be in it, but she like travels to multiple worlds or whatever. And they like patch up that hole really quickly and really like succinctly in a way that is like really strong characterization.
Yeah.
And every time they do that, I'm like, fuck, this game is so good.
Yeah.
And then you get to chop dudes in half.
Yeah, it's the best part.
And fuck bitches. Like,
fuck bitches get money. What more do you want from video games?
From life.
10 barrels of
Well,
You know what I mean? A fulfilling job aside. Fuck bitches
a
get
fulfilling career, a good family. Fuck bitches get money.
Fuck bitches get dollar. Holla holla, I got that dollar. Let's fuck some more bitches. Let's get some more dollar. That's
Holla
what I'm
holla.
saying to you, Ben.
Next time on Witcher 3.
Correct.